Welcome to Moral Education. Today, we will be looking at the intangible heritage in the UAE. Before we begin, let us look at the value of the month. The month of May is all about tolerance. Remember, we need to love each other and respect each other no matter where you come from or what color is your skin. At the end of this lesson, students will be able to identify intangible heritage in the UAE. Yes, grade ones, today is all about the UAE. Are you excited? Yes, I am too. Let's get going. The two new words that we are learning today is thou, dine, thou, and dine. Yes, these are two new words. Have you heard these words before? If not, it's okay. We are going to be learning all about it today. Dhow is a special kind of boat that is used for pearl diving. It is a fishing boat. So the people of the UAE used a dhow as a fishing boat for pearl diving. As you can see in the picture, here is an example. Dine, a woven bag made from rope. As you can see over here, this is a little bag that is made from different rope and it's used to collect pearls. Now, before we begin with the whole UAE heritage, let us first recap what is heritage. Heritage are things that are passed on from generation to generation. Remember this from last week? Yes, generation are people that are all born and living at the same time. So like we said last week, you and all your friends are from one generation. Remember that? Now, we have learned that there are two types of heritage, tangible and intangible. Tangible heritage are things that you can touch. For example, the clothing in this picture, it's things that you can touch. Intangible are things that you cannot touch. Now, we are going to learn more about intangible heritage in the UAE. Now, if we look here, we have the map of the UAE. It looks familiar, right? Now, let's learn a little more about the UAE. The UAE has 7 emirates, and these emirates were founded on the 2nd of December 1971. Whoa, that is a long time ago, hey? But today we will learn more about it because even though there were 7 emirates that were founded on the 2nd of December, it actually meant that there were 6 emirates on the 2nd of December, and Ras Al Khaimah only joined the 6 emirates on the 10th of February 1972. A couple of months later from the first combination of emirates. So on the 2nd of December 1971, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, Al Quwain, and Fujairah all became part of the UAE. And later on the 10th of February 1972, Ras Al Khaimah joined them. And this is how we got the 7 Emirates of the UAE. So as we can see on the map here, this is the map of the UAE. We have Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, Al Quwain, Ras Al Khaimah, and Fujairah. If you look at the map, which emirate do you think is the smallest one? Yes, Ajman. Can you see how tiny it is compared to the rest of the emirates? And can you tell me which emirate is the largest emirate? Well done, grade ones. It's Abu Dhabi. You are amazing, grade ones. Now, we are learning about pearl diving. Are you ready to jump in the ocean and learn a little bit more about pearl diving? Let's get going. Over here, we have a pearl diver going into the water. And did you know that pearls come from oysters? Yes, oysters that live in the sea. We actually find our beautiful pearls in oysters, just like this. This is the gear and the equipment that they used to use for pearl diving back in the day in the UAE. The pearl divers used to close their noses using pegs that they actually got from a turtle shell. And they used to put wax in their ears so their ears don't get hurt with the pressure of the water. This looks familiar, right? This is the basket that they used to use to collect the oysters. Like we said, the dine. So it's the basket that they used to use to collect the oysters. Can you see these little tips on the man's finger? Yes, these are leather caps that were used to protect their fingers when diving and collecting pearls. And as you can see, all these little things here are oysters. Remember, we said that the pearls came from oysters. And pearl diving was one of the most important things in the UAE. Therefore, that is why it is part of the UAE Intangible Heritage. So today, you have learned 2 types of intangible heritage. We have first learned how the 7 Emirates were found and formed. We then learned how pearls are collected. And just like that, grade ones, you learned the skills of how to collect pearls and how the UAE got its 7 Emirates. Now, like we said, intangible objects and heritage are things that you cannot touch. Can you touch the 7 Emirates? No, we can travel through the 7 Emirates, but cannot touch them. Therefore, that is why this and the pearl diving skills are intangible heritage. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I will be back next week to continue teaching you all about tangible and intangible heritage. I will see you all next week. Assalamu alaikum.